So the NRL has a new team, the Perth Bears, and as an English rugby league fan, I watch the NRL and I watch Super League and I absolutely love it. I love to see when a new team joins. I loved it when the Dolphins joined. It just shows that the game's going in the right way, and the NRL are clearly onto kind of a winning model. It's been super exciting thinking about the possibilities of what players, and I've been listening to rumours and everything like that. I thought I'd drop a video on kind of my personal 1 to 13, and kind of as a disclaimer, obviously when I upload this video and when I'm recording this video, some of these will already be confirmed moving to other clubs. Some people will know a bit more information, but just for a bit of fun, a bit like, you know, career mode in a video game, I'm going to name my 1 to 13 of what I think the Perth Bears could, should, you know, some players that I think could line up and why. So starting off the bat, number 1, I'd actually gone with Jai Gray from South Sydney Rabbitohs. I actually love him as a player. The guy's just like super explosive. He's on the shorter side, but he can play in the halves as well. So I think that'd be a really cool, versatile pickup for him. And I don't know whether he'd be super open to leaving, but you know, that's who I've gone for. Number 2, so wingers. I was looking at Parramatta's Josh Addo-Carr. Josh Addo-Carr, he's just been playing in the Ashes series and he's kind of a legend of the game. I think even as an English rugby league fan, we know what damage this man can do. And he's probably on the older spectrum of players. So I can't imagine he'd be too expensive, but he'd had a bit of experience, which would be great. 3, so my first centre is, I've gone big on this one, I've gone for Shibasaki at the Broncos. Now this one's unlikely, of course, with the form that he's on. They took a punt on him. This guy was like on a training trial deal, I believe, and yet he's been, you know, put into the squad and he's just performed. But imagine if they could get Shibasaki, it'd be another punt on him, and I think he'd do really well. I think that'd be really cool to see. I think obviously there's going to be some marquee signings within this Perth Bears squad, and it'll be interesting to see who it's going to be. I've heard a few rumours about Tino, but we'll get to that in a minute. Looking at my other centre, I actually went Ruben Garrick from Manly. I think just he's another quality player. My video cut out there, but we're going back. So for number 5, I had Garrick as my centre. 5, I actually went with Selwyn Cobbo. You see, Selwyn Cobbo just kind of made sense for me for the fact that he just doesn't seem to be able to crack in the Brisbane side, yet we know he's a quality player. You know, we've seen what he can do. Yes, there's been like a few questions about his work ethic and like his commitment and things like that, but I think that'd be a great pickup, and I imagine Broncos would let him go, seeing as he's not been really playing. But I guess we'll see. You know, it's just another option, I suppose. Number 6, I actually went to Cody Nikorima at the Dolphins. Now listen, I don't even know this guy's availability or anything like that, but I just thought with a new team, I thought he'd slot in quite nicely. And for his halfback partner, I actually went Jake Clifford at the North Queensland Cowboys. See, I'm a Casper Tigers fan in the Super League, and there was actually a few rumours flying about that we were going to sign Jake Clifford, which I was buzzing about, but it kind of didn't go that way. But that's fine. We've got Dejan Assi in the halves, and we've got Tom Weaver as well, and obviously Blake Taft joining at fullback. But I just think Nikorima and Clifford, that'd be an interesting combo for me. And my first prop. So this is what I mentioned earlier. I'd heard a few rumours about Tino potentially going over. Maybe even a few have said about Melbourne Storm, but imagine him to the Perth Bears. That would be a marquee signing. I mean, the guy's just, you know, proves again and again he's just an absolute beast. I mean, I imagine he'd be on some marquee money. I'd seen a few people saying Payne Haas to the Perth Bears, which I think they'd have to pay an absolute bomb for him, to be fair. I mean, Payne Haas is probably the greatest prop in the world right now, I think. And I think it'd be a bit silly if Storm let him go. But hey, stranger things have happened in rugby league, yeah. 9 actually went Billy Walters for the Brisbane Broncos, just because I think probably this was a bit biased, just because I like the guy, and I think obviously he could probably get into that Perth squad. There's probably better hookers out there. I mean, obviously there's Harry Grant, but is, you know, a Storm going to let Harry Grant go? I don't think so. So I went with Billy Walters for this one. The other prop, I went Tuikama Kamika, another one from Storm, I believe. I just think that experience, I just think he'd be great. The last thing a new team want is to go in and absolutely get wooden spooned. They're going to need some experienced players and some quality ones. And I thought Kamika would be a solid choice. By the way, guys, let me know your comments. Of course, there's always a bit of controversy with these videos. People are going to have they're going to go, no chance, I've heard he's signed here and everything like that. But it's just all a bit of speculation and fun. But let me know, guys, what your 1 to 13 would be for the Perth Bears. 11, I've actually gone John Bateman, probably one of the most hated men in the NRL. He's a bit like Marmite, people either love him or hate him. He's an English guy, and I've seen him go over there. I think he's gone from, he had 2 seasons where he absolutely like stormed it. He did absolutely incredible, and then kind of since then he's kind of fallen off, and then like he's been relying on that. But I think if they gave him a punt, he probably wouldn't, realistically, he wouldn't be that much money. Salary cap wise, I could see him taking a contract for not something like not crazy, and equally, I think he's still like an experienced, reliable player. So you know he would get you around the park, and he's pretty physical. So that side of things will be good. 12, I went Angus Crichton. This guy's just a monster, innit? Realistically, this would be quite a big signing, don't get me wrong, but I think it would be a great one. I mean, they've got, what, 6 million to play around with, so potentially they could get him in. You know, we've seen what he can do on a national level, so, you know, he'd be a great pickup, don't get me wrong. 13, I actually went Morgan Smithies, another English guy, call me biased. You know, I think he's been playing at the Raiders last time I checked. He's played really well for England in the Ashes. We didn't play him in the first game, which I thought was ridiculous, but I would absolutely love to see him for the Perth Bears. A quality player, don't get me wrong. Is there probably better 13s? Yeah, potentially. But I just, you know, I think it'd be great to see him in there, and I think it'd be great to just, you know, he'd have more of a light shown on him in the Perth Bears squad, but he's physical, he's strong, he can do 80 minutes. He'd be great in there. I've not done my subs for this one because you could kind of go crazy with all sorts of signings realistically. I've heard even James Tedesco name being floated about. He'd obviously get that number 1 fullback spot. That would be a hell of a signing. Personally, I wouldn't think it'd be the best thing because I think obviously he's not on his way out. I mean, he's just won the Delaim, he's fucking incredible. But I think you obviously want to put your hopes on someone a bit younger. Maybe even Pappenhausen, or if he's not already going Rugby 360, he swears he's not Med to Prawns, but you could go Pappenhausen as well. And then Jai Gray could slot into the halves. But interesting to see. But let me know what you guys think, what your picks would be 1 to 13, and drop me a like. That'll really help me out in this video. And obviously you can subscribe. I'll be doing plenty more Rugby League videos, and let me know what else you want to see.